Hey y'all, it's Kim. So I did go ahead and ask ChatGPT because it's something that's been bugging me after that timeline of events after Jeffrey Epstein, I guess, was put in the MCC prison or whatever that was up in New York, Metropolitan, whatever. Um, they did kind of an assessment of his day-to-day experiences, and he felt like he still had a lot to live for, and this, that, and the other. So it's kind of like I wanted to see if there's reports that Jeffrey Epstein faked his death. It says there's no credible evidence that Jeffrey Epstein faked his death. Conspiracy claims versus what's verified, fake death theories. Shortly after Epstein's death on August 10th, 2019, conspiracy theories surged speculating he was alive, a body double was used, or that authorities orchestrated his disappearance to protect powerful individuals. I may pull these up later and then go through each one individually and just see. I don't want to do it right this minute because I know it's just a lot to read. But some social media posts even claim Jeffrey Epstein is not dead. Epstein is alive. Of course, that's on Reddit. They faked his death. He's in the Bahamas laughing at us, and that's also on Reddit. Official investigations conclude suicide. Obviously, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel came out and said the same thing. I don't know. I'm just whatever at this point. I don't think we're ever going to get the truth on a lot of this stuff, but okay, cool. So the NYC medical examiner officially ruled the death a suicide by hanging. Both the FBI and DOJ have stated that there's no evidence he was murdered, had a secret client list, or that foul play was involved. And so you got three separate sources there. In mid 2025, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino announced that released surveillance footage clearly shows Epstein alone in his cell with no sign of others entering or exiting during that time. Remember, there was a minute missing from the video, so it's a little open for speculation. So, questions over footage integrity. Reports have noted gaps in the released surveillance video, nearly 3 minutes missing, and critics questioned whether the footage was edited or tampered with, though authorities attributed it to a technical glitch. Earlier reports indicate discrepancies such as a missing seconds in the footage, fueling speculation. Of course, when there's a lack of information, what does that do? It fosters conspiracy theories. We've said this before, and many people have said the same thing. You can't just keep hiding things from the American public. We're not stupid. We can handle it. Yeah, it may cause people to severely distrust, but when they don't give us all the information, we already are struggling with trusting them anyway. So, whatever. But anyway, let's go on. So, public belief versus reality. Public skepticism has been widespread. Polls shortly after his death showed a plurality of Americans believed he was murdered. One 2020 poll reported only 21% believed it was suicide. By late 2019, one reported poll showed 45% of Americans believed Epstein was murdered, with just 16% accepting suicide. But I mean, there was something in that timeline, and it talked about that he was still kind of like looking forward to things. I think he was about to go for a bail hearing. I think even Ghislaine Maxwell thought the same thing, that he was still kind of hopeful, even though they hadn't really talked, I don't think. But either way, it's just like I don't know if he did kill himself. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to believe at this point. I mean, I'm just going through stuff because it's interesting, it's fascinating, and the fact that we're not getting the entire story is kind of weird. But anyway, so summary snapshot: the claim Jeffrey Epstein faked his death. Evidence and assessment is unsubstantiated conspiracy. No credible evidence support this. Epstein is still alive. Debunked official reports. Confirmed death. Confirmed in custody or occurred in custody. And the murder cover-up or client list. Investigations by FBI and DOJ found no evidence of murder or compromised client list. Surveillance video tampering, gaps noted, but attributed to technical errors. Nothing conclusively indicates foul play. And then conspiracy beliefs persist. Yes, often driven by distrust, missing footage, and the high profile nature of the case. So, the final take, the idea that Epstein faked his death is purely speculative and not supported by verified evidence. Multiple official investigations affirm he died by suicide, and there is no credible documentation suggesting otherwise. While discrepancies in video and public mistrust have fueled conspiracy theories, these remain unverified and widely debunked by authorities. And then it shows further reading on Epstein's death investigations. I mean, I'll probably pull those up later, but let me tell ChatGPT, thank you for the information. And I'll come back to this maybe tomorrow. It's getting late in the day for me. Anyway, I mean, I know ChatGPT is just programmed to do whatever is available online. It's not like I fully trust that, but it is information that, I'm just curious about because it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of crazy. Okay, let's see. You're very welcome. Glad the information was helpful. Would you like me to also gather some of the most persistent conspiracy theories around Epstein's death and how investigators responded to them, or are you mainly interested in official reports? Says you're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Do you want me to keep an eye out for new developments on Epstein's case and related conspiracy theories in case fresh information services? Actually, I'd like both. I like both responses because it gives me, information currently by the conspiracy theories and then anything new that pops up. Okay. So anyway, here's some more stuff I'll have to look up, but just indulge me, guys. Oh yeah, there's some more stuff. Persistent conspiracy theories. Epstein didn't kill himself. Became a viral meme suggesting he was murdered to silence him. Polls by late 2019, 45% of Americans believe murder. Only 16% accepted suicide. Faked death. Body double. I saw something yesterday on Tubi, and it showed that they thought that it was like that Anthony Bourdain's double or body or something like that. I was like, I guess it was just something that somebody put up there. I don't know, as a meme, or they were just speculating. I really didn't understand it. I barely looked at it. But anyway, this says claims Epstein is alive, possibly smuggled out by powerful allies. Circulated due to grainy photos of his body being removed, which some said looked different, nose, ears, etc. Experts debunked this. Client list cover up the theory. Epstein kept a blackmail list of powerful figures. Reality DOJ, FBI confirmed no such official client list exists, only flight logs and contact records. Missing edited footage. Several reports noted gaps or missing seconds from surveillance tapes, and this fueled suspicion of tampering, though the FBI attributed it to recording errors and he was too valuable to die idea. Because Epstein had ties to elites, he was either assassinated or extracted. No credible evidence has ever supported this. So, side by side, the official view and the conspiracy view. Suicide by hanging, medical examiner, FBI, DOJ, no client list found, just contact logs, negligence by prison staff, not foul play, surveillance gaps, technical issues, body photos, and autopsy confirmed death, and then murder or smuggled out to protect elites, blackmail lists exist, hidden by authorities as staff looked away on purpose to aid a plot, and proof of cover up, missing evidence, body double, or Epstein alive theory. So, in short, the official evidence points to suicide, while public mistrust and inconsistency in prison handling keep the conspiracies alive. Would you like me to also pull up some polls graphs that show just how divided public opinion has been on Epstein's death? Yes, please. Let's see. We're pulling this in real time, so, or at least real time for me. I'm just, I mean, it is kind of weird. I mean, he seems, like I said, those last few days before he passed, he seemed like he was still in good enough spirits to, continue on, even though, yeah. Hold on, let's see. So it says, do you approve or disapprove of the way President Trump is doing his job? I mean, it's not really a job thing. Strongly disapprove. I mean, I've never been polled, so I have no idea. So strongly approve, somewhat approve, strongly disapprove, somewhat disapprove, and not sure. But it should be how Trump is doing his job on the Epstein, not on, yeah, not, this has nothing to do with it. Okay, so the most heard news story from July 18th through 20th was the Epstein files. But what year was this? Opening the question in the past week, what's the one specific news story you heard, saw, or read about the most? Well, so Epstein, Texas floods, extreme weather, nothing, none, all other items, immigration, deportations, one big beautiful bill, tariffs, general comments about Trump administration, Coldplay concert CEO, the blank, unintelligible, Trump's health, crime, don't know, Israel, Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, war with Iran, economy in general, Obama, Russiagate, sports, cryptocurrency, Genius Act, uh, foreign policy, general, plane crashes, Colbert Show cancellation, car strikes crowd in Los Angeles, and then Zoran Mondami. Let's see. And then, no, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Okay, closing of Epstein investigation, unpopular with voters. So Epstein files, so 17%, I guess, approve, and then 63% disapprove, and then don't know and no answer. So basically 83% either don't care or just flat out disapprove of that. And then you can see 34, 38, Russia, Ukraine, deportations, Israel, Hamas conflict, immigration, trade, foreign policy, the economy. So on the Epstein files, only 17% versus like 30 plus on all these others. And then the rest of these are negatives. But I mean, who is being polled is my question. And then a majority of voters think the Epstein files incriminate Trump or other elites. All likely voters, 46%. The files contain information that could incriminate Trump, and I don't believe that. The files contain information that could incriminate other elites, but not Trump himself. That's 16%. The files contain information that could harm Epstein's victims, 11%. The files don't exist, 7%. Another reason, we don't know what the number is. And then here, 13% is don't know. So partisanship, 75% believe the files contain information that could incriminate Trump. Yeah. And then whatever from here, independent or third parties, 52%, 15% respectively, 7, 7, and 14. And then Republicans, only 16%. The files contain information that could incriminate Trump. And I don't know where they're getting the polls from, but it says July 18th through 20th, 2025, survey of 1,199 U.S. likely voters. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I may go through some of this other stuff later, but I'll probably stop right here. Anyway, I got a lot to look at. But I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good afternoon. If I don't see you, have a good night. See y'all. Bye.